Well, I've now been in post for 8 or 9 months in this role as Police and Crime Commissioner. We're handling large sums of money in terms of policing, multi-million pound budgets, and we make a number of resources available on a pretty large scale for community safety partnerships, for drug alcohol teams and all that. But where I'm only too aware from my own past in the voluntary sector, we really need more resourcing is in the smaller grant area. And I'm very well aware that the vital area of the voluntary sector and communities coming together to augment our policing effort and solve some of the difficulties of communities are sometimes organisations that need just a small amount of pump priming, a small amount of resources applied, £2,000 or £3,000, and in my experience the voluntary sector will then multiply that money in their own efforts, their own agility, and deliver tremendous results for a small amount of money. So the small grants is aimed at the voluntary sector and communities. It's not aimed at the statutory bodies, and it's there to help with ideas, with projects, all of which should be aligned to the Police and Crime Plan. I can't emphasise enough from my own experience the difference this can make. And in many areas, voluntary sector organisations particularly will be struggling with the economy and such like, and struggling to balance their books and such like, and they may need to be tided over just for a short term, or they need to start a particular project and need a bit of launch money, or they want to launch a seminar on a particular subject and give it visibility. Today we're outside Cornwall Council celebrating an event to champion the issue of hate crime or us combating it. And all of these initiatives need a little bit of money, so this fund is aimed at plugging a gap where it's really needed. It's important in my own mind that I'm not deciding which body will have how much money. We're starting with £200,000 in grants up to £5,000. We'll have a commissioning board, a small grants board that will be made up of 1 or 2 of my team, but also some independents and those who with experience, who have they're not conflicted in any way, and they have experience of commissioning and small grants and what that really means to the voluntary sector. So this will be a transparent system and as fair as I can make it. Part of the process for both the small grants and indeed the commissioning is to make sure that the outcomes and outputs, the intended direction from some of these projects aligns with the Police and Crime Plan, which of course in itself aligns with the needs of Devon and Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. Get on the website if you can, ring us in Exeter in our office, Exeter 225555, and let us know what your bids are. We will have a format for people to bid to this fund, so we need to understand what the project is, what its intended outcomes are, how much money is needed, and then, as you rightly say, we need to be able to check downstream that this money was applied sensibly. But we're particularly, because we're dealing with communities, voluntary sector, small organisations, we're not going to make it a difficult exercise, as in commissioning, which will be far more challenging. This is aimed at small organisations. We're not going to expect reams of paper and such like, but we do want to understand that it aligns with the plan.